Hey everyone, welcome back to MUFC versus Everybody. I am your host, Sean, and obviously we are here to talk about United's 4-2 victory over Sheffield United at home in the Premier League. It's my initial match reaction. I'll come back tomorrow for a little more fleshed out and analysis regarding the three thoughts on the match. So before we jump in, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter, MUFC versus Everybody. And today, don't forget to take a moment to stop and laugh at Liverpool losing in their Merseyside derby today. Not been a strong month or so for Liverpool. You know, they're trying to do it for Jurgen, and they're doing it for Norbert at the moment. So anytime you can stop and laugh at Liverpool, you want to take advantage of that. So before we get stuck in, don't forget to like the video again and get involved in the chat if you want. You know, I'm liking the live streams, liking the opportunity maybe to get some people in here and chat. So let's get started. Regarding the match, there was a lot of talk of fitness and injuries and everything. We didn't think McTominay was going to be ready. He ended up did. Obviously, Rashford was sitting out, so it's pretty much the same lineup, right? Like I was predicting and like I was hoping, really. You know, we had Wan-Bissaka on the right, Dallo on the left. I think that probably needs to be the way we finish out the season, in my opinion, anyway. I think that's the better way to go. We might see it switch back up maybe against Arsenal just to keep Bukayo Saka locked down, but we will see how it goes. But I like what I saw. Obviously, Casemiro back in defense. I thought Casemiro was fine today. I think, and we'll get into it a little bit. I think this system can sometimes make, obviously midfielders who are playing as defenders look shaky, but it also can also make defenders who aren't suited for that system look shaky. So we'll dive in on that again. Obviously, we had Eriksen, Bruno, Manu. You know, on paper, it looked like it was going to be Eriksen, Manu, and the pivot, Bruno a little further. They were kind of all interchanging, and then obviously Anthony, Garnacho, and Højlund. And I thought Anthony looked good. You know, he was getting involved. He was pitching in off the ball. You know, they're really cool little shoulder bump to himself to get the ball away later on too. I thought overall we started off really well. I think that you'd be hard pressed to find any United fans who say we didn't. We were moving the ball very quickly. Our interchange and kind of our free flowing movement in the final third was really good to see. Everybody was kind of getting involved. There were a lot of quick layoffs, a lot of one touch, a lot of movement, which is what you want in the final third. That's how you unlock those stingy defenses, is movement, one touch play, making runs, kind of like we saw later on in that second half. And like I said, everyone's getting involved. And you can tell it was kind of confusing Sheffield United a little bit. They didn't really know who to stick with, who to pick up, who to mark, who to leave. And it was clever. It was good. I liked what I saw from us in that first half. Problem was, and we've seen this time and time again with United, we're just taking one too many touches in that final third area, especially in the box. Which, again, it allows the opposition and it allowed Sheffield United to get that extra second to drop back in defense, and which is difficult to get those shots away. Difficult, and I don't know if it's a lack of confidence. I think in some instances tonight it was a lack of confidence. Specifically, Dallo's when he had that one-on-one. I think he had a couple chances in that opportunity to put the ball away, and it was just too many touches. You just need to put it in there. I think it's a confidence thing. We saw with Højlund the other day, not taking that shot off his right foot when you really should have. And that's a confidence thing. It's going to be normal with young players. It's going to be normal with the form that we have. But these players need to, again, dig deep, practice a little bit of self-talk, some reframing, if you want to get technical, and find that resilience, build that resilience, and work on it, and make it more of a normal reaction in these moments. Even Garnacho's chance he had, it was like the 21st, 22nd minute. Just took one too many touches to get the shot away, and it just allowed. Yeah, he had it, kind of fainted, took another touch, and it was like you had two chances before you actually took the shot to take a better shot. And I think he was trying to get the defender to commit, obviously, and maybe go to ground so he could move past him. It wasn't working. And so it is what it is. Again, it belies a lack of confidence. I like when I get to use that word belies. It makes me feel smart. So I thought Bruno in particular, we'll get to the other parts of his performance there. I thought he in particular, not only in this match, but even a little bit in that last match that we talked about, he's looked a little bit more calm, a little more controlled, a little more patient. He slowed things down when he needed to. He played that smart pass in opportunities, whereas maybe previously in that same scenario, he might have just opted for that wild shot, like we see him do time and time again. I did think that we were a little bit one-dimensional when it came to our attack. We tended to go down that left side a lot and build on that side, whereas whenever we did from the right, it was like a ping ball from Maguire off to the right. I think that we need to try to vary that up a little bit. It was clear that Garnacho was our planned out ball, and he was getting double manned a lot as a result when you get to the final third, and we need a little bit more dynamism to our attack. We aren't just clinical enough with those opportunities. Like I said, I think it's going to happen with young attackers especially, but we could have had a few more goals tonight had we just been a little bit more ruthless in front of goal and taken our chances. So, and just like most matches this season, we did see how easy it was for the opposition to get into our area, just like a lot of other matches. In just one or two passes, Sheffield were just getting the ball from their own half into our defensive third. We're just too open in midfield. They were passing all around. We were chasing shadows in midfield, playing catch up because we commit so many bodies forward. Every time they countered, it was like they eventually led to a shot or an opportunity, and it's not good. We definitely need to look at our midfield in the summer, and we need players who are defensive minded in midfield, who can read the game well. I think is a more important thing. It's not enough just to be fast or strong or tackle. You need to be able to read so you can position yourself and read that danger and put yourself in a position to sniff it out and break up play. We did struggle to get the ball out of our half like we tend to when we try to play it out. And that combination of Sheffield kind of pressing us in those wider areas, kind of in our own defensive third, but kind of in those wider areas. And that combined with the fact that when we did have the ball, like when Casemiro would maybe take it off Onana and kind of bring it forward, they were cutting out all his options. They were kind of just putting themselves between Casemiro and any of his teammates. And we needed to do a better job of making ourselves an option in those situations. And this is what caused us problems that led to us going down a goal. So you have this situation, we're on our right side and our right defensive third here, where Casemiro, Eriksen, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka are kind of playing these little triangles against the press. And we struggle against the press under normal circumstances, but now you put it in our own kind of area back here, it's going to cause problems. So again, rather than just hook it forward or play it back to Onana earlier, so he can kind of do something with it, we kept playing these little passes. You could tell they were getting more and more shaky, a little more distressful. And of course, we invited that pressure on, and then we did play it to Onana, but it was too late at that point. We'd already kind of allowed them to get numbers forward. And again, it's because we try to walk the ball out of defense. We try to control that possession in the wrong moments. I don't have a problem with controlling possession. Like I said, I don't have a problem with slowing it down, keeping it on the floor. But that's where some professional discernment, some match IQ comes into play, when and where. That is the wrong time to do that. So we give it to Onana. So, and again, Onana is half of the problem in this particular situation as well, because he didn't even look when he played that ball out to Dalot, and if you would have taken 1 second just to look real quick, you would have seen, nope, that's not the ball. So it's a weak ball, and it gets intercepted by Bogle, who then takes it up and scores. It's just, again, that one to me is half on Onana, half on Ten Hag, because we shouldn't be trying to play out like that without the right players. I even posted on Twitter at the time, I said, that is what happens when you try to play out the back, when you don't have the players who can do it. Like, we cause our own problems there. And that's where Ten Hag needs to realize, okay, I want my system. I know my system will work, but right now I can't do it because I don't have the players. And But it's frustrating because it's like, how many times are we going to have to concede goals like that, trying to play off in the back before he realizes it? It's super frustrating. Their second goal was the result of yet just another mother effing simple cutback to the edge of our box, like not quite the edge, it's like the middle of the box. But then it's just, again, we're trying too hard to keep in that congested area around our box. The ball comes, I think it was Dallo, and he kind of tries to control it to his feet when he's being pressed, instead of just like, you need to just flick that back behind you when it comes to you or something like. And we lose possession because he's forced off it, and then they take it to the byline, simple cutback, boom. Nothing anybody can do about that besides clear the ball. We need, like, I feel like a broken record sometimes. I know you guys are probably watching the game thinking the same things, but just clear the ball. We can regroup and try to play out again later when we're not so congested. But again, we're just architects of our own demise, man. And then it wasn't surprising that after we conceded that first goal that our composure dropped, because we've seen that time and time again, not just under Ten Hag, under numerous managers. When the plan doesn't go well and we make mistakes and we concede goals, players' heads drops. They just they lose focus. They make silly mistakes. Everybody just makes bad decisions on the ball. You know, we saw after we conceded, Bruno started taking a couple wild shots from long range. Eriksen took a wild shot from long range. And it was like reverting to type. And that's the thing that Ten Hag really needs to drill out of these players. Like, that's the stuff you can do in the second half when you're chasing the game and you need something to happen. You know what? It happens. I get it. But you're chasing the game in your first half. We need to chill out. Then we equalized through a header from Maguire. You know, that's 2 goals in 2 matches for Slavic. And it's kind of like, I'm not trying to take one moment, but this is the kind of things like his performance. I thought Maguire was very good today. But this is why I would maybe keep him and opt to sell Lindelof and even Varane before. Varane is hardly ever fit. I can't remember the last time he's managed to play more than a couple dozen games in a season in the league. Lindelof doesn't have the physicality. I think Maguire wants to be here. He has excellent qualities. No, he's not the fastest, and that's fine. He's not the best with the ball at his feet, and that's fine too. But you've seen that he can come in and do a job, and he's willing to run through brick walls for this club. He's playing injured. He's a leader out there. You can see him organizing, talking to his teammates, and that's what we need right now, especially. He's shown that he can do it. I wish he was just a couple years younger now, but it is, what is he, like 30, 31 now? So, and then to end that first half, what a ball from Onana to find Garnacho on that break. He put that, it was like prime Scholesy the way he dropped that right onto him. That's the kind of thing that I wish we would do more often with Onana, instead of trying to walk it out from the back. When that counterattack is on, just go for it, because we've seen it a couple times tonight, and it allows us to create opportunities. If we can get bodies forward, even if we don't win that first ball, if we have enough bodies forward, we can maybe win that second ball, which is something we're not good at either. So coming out of the second half, right, I thought that it seemed like Ten Hag must have said something about the way we kind of lost composure towards that after we conceded that goal, right? Because we definitely looked like we calmed down a little bit coming out for the second half. And we finally get a little luck with that pen, right? Especially, and I say luck because our luck has been the worst I've ever seen in my life this season. And it was a pen for the kind of contact in the box that we've seen time and time again, like Gabriel on Højlund early in the season, that we just don't tend to win that luck battle there. So it's nice to see that we're awarded. Obviously, it's not even, here's the thing. With so many of the rules, like the tackles are like challenges. When a player is going in 50-50 and he gets the ball, but his foot is up, like those are the kind of challenges I'm like, okay, it's a contact sport. This is a kind of challenge, it was soft on Maguire, but we've seen him given, and that is my point. It's not that I think it should be a foul, like because I think it's rough, violent play or whatever. It's because we've seen them given, and that's the issue I think a lot of people have with VAR is the inconsistency. So it's nice to see us get a consistent call, and it's nice to see us actually get some luck for once, given the way things have been going for us. And it was a good pen from Bruno too. It's not his typical technique. Usually does that little run up and that little hop. You could tell he was up for it. blasted that thing. It was powerful. It was controlled. He knew what he was doing, and that's what you like to see. What did you guys think of Bruno's performance tonight too? We can talk. We're going to talk a little bit more about that later on, but I thought it was a great performance from the captain. He looked good in that deeper role. He had a little license to get forward and make some runs. I actually saw late in the second half. He was kind of playing on the edge of the defenders, kind of looking for those runs. And that ball from Ahmad in the second half, that just it was a little too much on the pass, but those are kind of runs that we need our strikers to start making a little bit more too. And what about his strike for that third goal, for our third goal, his second goal, right? Didn't I say he should take more long range shots? Right. That was just a brilliantly placed goal. I don't know if you could put that any better. And off his left foot too, I think so. It was Bruno definitely put in a captain's performance, leading what he had 2 goals and an assist tonight. He was obviously man of the match. He had 2 goals, an assist, 9 chances created from Bruno. I mean, that's a great performance. You can't ask for much more from a player or your captain in that moment, leading by example. And tonight was cool because we saw some earlier subs from Ten Hag. Usually we're sitting here asking for subs in like the 75th minute, and Ten Hag was making some early ones tonight. Clearly, he's keeping fitness in mind amidst all these injuries. So I thought McTominay was good when he came on. He was causing a lot of problems. He had that good chance soon after he came on. He was getting involved on and off the ball. I thought McTominay did really, really well. Good to see Højlund get a goal with some good awareness and movement in the box after that good run by Bruno, and then he played that ball, and he kind of played it around the defender. Kind of reminded me of like some of the goals that Ibrahimovic used to score when he was at PSG. And it was nice to see a debut for Ethan Wheatley as well. That makes him the 250th Academy graduate, I believe, to play for United. That is a tremendous record. I mean, we are known for our youth. Sometimes, though, you have to be reminded just how much we promote the youth. 250 Academy graduates have played for United. That is excellent. I love it. And Wheatley was up for it, right? You saw him. He was getting stuck in. He was leaving a little bit on people. He's causing problems. He almost nabbed a goal, actually, if you saw that after he closed down Sheffield United defender. And when the defender tried to pass the ball, he kind of put in and got a deflection, and it went flying back towards their goal. It was really close. It was we like that. I like that energy. Wheatley looks good. I don't know if you guys caught the highlights of that under-18s match the other day against City, where they locked in that cup. He scored 2 goals, and he's fast, he's powerful, he's tall. He seems to put himself in the best positions to get on the end of things and make something happen. I like what I see from Wheatley. And little fun fact: if anybody does play FC24, they just added him to the United squad. So go check that out. It would be cool to see a couple more youngsters play this season, but only if they're ready. I know you remember Ten Hag when he came in, he said, yeah, he does promote the youth, but he's not just going to do it for youth's sake. When they're ready, when he thinks they're good enough. I know a lot of people were not happy that we sold a lot of young players, but I don't think that those players were going to make that step up to United level. Doesn't mean they're bad. It's just they're good. Obviously, a lot of them are playing in Premier League clubs, right? But they're not going to be United level. And I think Ten Hag he wants youth. He's promoted Manu, Garnacho. We've seen Kambwala play, and now we've seen Wheatley. We're looking closely at Amos and Shea Lacey and some other players. Forson's played as well. So when Ten Hag thinks they're good enough, and he's being very selective, we can't just like oversaturate. That's what's seen us promote players from the academy that maybe just aren't good enough, and then they've ended up being moved on. So, not trying to bash anybody. I'm just saying we have to a little bit when it comes to United quality in terms of youth. They're good enough and they're ready. I don't have a problem with that. I'd like to see it, but we need points right now. Period. End of. Full stop. Points on the board. And if the youth can help us, great. If not, I don't want to risk it because we need points. On the match, we definitely, overall, we had more possession. I looked at the first half stats, and then I didn't want to do a first half, second half. We're just doing an overall thing. So we definitely had the lion's share of possession. We have 72% possession. But that was kind of what Sheffield United were going for. They aimed to kind of win the ball in certain areas and kind of hit on the counter real quick, and because we're vulnerable against that. And so they were happy to let us have the ball. They were happy to sit deep and kind of hopefully create kind of a wall of yellow and win that ball back and then hit us on the counter or hit us high up the pitch in those tight situations. But because we were allowed to have a lot of the possession, as a result, we completed nearly 650 passes. This is like some Louis Van Gaal stats here. That's 3 times more than Sheffield United completed. Most of our passes actually occurred in their half of the pitch. So our kind of resting positioning is way high up the pitch. We were passing a lot. We weren't able to do as much with it. Yes, we were getting into the final third a lot, and getting into the box a lot too, but it just needed a bit more clinical in that regard. We had 25 shots, and 18 of them were from inside the box, meaning those good areas. Ten Hag's tactics are getting us into those good areas, and we're creating opportunities. But that lack of clinical finishing kept us from scoring a couple more goals. We actually outperformed our expected goals tonight too, by a goal, I think. So we're getting into those good areas. We're creating opportunities. Yes, I get it, Sheffield. Yes, they stay on a low block, but you have to understand what these kind of things can do for the players overall. It gets them into a good rhythm. It gets morale going. It gets confidence going. It starts a foundation of building on something, especially after the last several weeks of just poor performances. A lot of football is up here, and these are the kind of things that can help. Letting Hoyland take that penalty against Coventry, that kind of thing helps. And so it all contributes, and we need to take those things and internalize them and carry them with us moving forward. So after a shaky start and after going down by a goal twice, I'm just glad we came back to score 3 unanswered goals and then getting back to scoring ways. This is the most goals that we scored in one match in over 90 minutes since February against Wolves. I know we did it against Liverpool, but that was over 120 minutes. So in a regulation 90 minutes, this is the highest we scored in months. So I like that we're getting, again, that's going to be good for everybody. Get on the, it helps our goal differential by, I think we're +1 now. So out of the negative. But right now we need to regroup, recover, and prepare for Burnley this weekend. So some other results have been helping us out a little bit. Newcastle lost to Crystal Palace today, so that keeps them 3 points behind us for now. And Palace are actually just helping us out a lot this week because they just demolished West Ham 5-2 this weekend, and keeps them 5 points behind us. And we have a game in hand over West Ham as well. So Palace is doing their part. I don't mind. I'll take the charity. We need everything we can get right now. So in other results, it feels a little gross to hope that Spurs lose to Arsenal this weekend. But if they do lose to Arsenal and we beat Burnley, that puts us within 4 points of Spurs for 5th place finish. I'm not saying I think we're going to get 5th place. I'm just looking at the math and saying it puts us, if they lose and we win, that puts us within 4 points when we were like, 10 points not that long ago out. So I don't like ever being in a position where you have to hope the teams above you lose just to do it. Like, kind of like Arsenal. Arsenal, yeah, they can say they're in first, but they could literally win all their matches and still lose the league to City if City win all their matches. So it's just one of those things where you hope and you pray for results to go your way. But at the end of the day, it is in your control, and we have not done enough to say that we deserve to be in Champions League. Quite honestly, do you want us to get to another Champions League and just get knocked out of group stage again the way we're playing? I mean, it's going to be Thursday nights probably for us next season, and that's probably our level at the moment. We have a big rebuild, and right now there's no room for error. If we can play like we did today, right? Take the errors, take the errors that led to us conceding those 2 goals, take those out of the context. If we can play like we saw overall, a lot of interchange, a lot of good controlled passing, some high energy, a lot of movement in the final third especially, I think that we could have a chance, and who knows what can happen. This is a foundation, like I said, and foundations can do a lot to springboard some momentum. So let's hope that we can use this to our advantage. Let's hope for some results to go our way, and let's hope for some injured players to get back to recovery and get back on the pitch for us, please, because we need bodies. Casemiro has done fine, but you can tell it's not his natural position, obviously. So we need at least a defender to come back. Evans, Kempwala, Lindelof, somebody come back and help out, because Maguire's going to need a break here too. You saw him kind of holding his groin a little bit again tonight, now and then. I've done my groin before. You feel it. I still feel it today. I didn't have to get surgery or anything. It was a very minor, like, groin strain, but you can feel it, after you can, because he's playing those long balls, and that is the kind of thing that aggravates it very quickly in a match. And then when it kind of starts flaring up a little bit while you're playing, it affects everything, your long range, everything, your power, and you can't open your leg up as much to ping a ball or find that good placement. You can't follow through with as much power because of just the way the feeling it gets. It's not like it hurts, it's just kind of a dull thing, but it does keep you from playing those balls to the best you can. And you can see it was getting to him. And so Maguire needs a break. I'd be like, dude, just chill for the next couple days. We'll do some light training later on this week, and then we need you fit. So see how we go. 4-2 United over Sheffield United at home. Good to see. Good to get back to winning ways. Good to get back to scoring ways. And just 3 points on the board. Let's keep it going. Try to get 3 more points this weekend. And I'll be back tomorrow morning with the roundup. And we'll go from there, guys. Thanks for checking out the video. Don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you're new, you want to get involved, leave a comment. Don't forget to go check me out, MUFC versus Everybody on Twitter. And as always, don't forget to go home tonight and laugh at Liverpool. That is the motto. So thanks, guys. I will talk to you tomorrow. Later.